test, you say tickle.
Tickle.
Test.
Tickle.
No,
We're
we're
live.
broadcasting live.
So
No testicles. No
That's-
testicles.
no. All I said was tickle.
Yeah, that's right.
You were the first one to say that.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Brian.
I can't talk.
Oh.
We're back.
You're the one who made it dirty.
I didn't even realize I said it.
We are back. This is going to be our final.
It's been a long day.
Final farewell of podcasting from Perform 2017, Dynatrace.
Alas.
Right.
And Josh McKenty joins us from CTO of Pivotal Labs. Not just Labs, Pivotal everything.
Field CTO for Cloud Foundry at Pivotal. Yeah.
Okay.
Got
So a confusing title. I'm also VP of Global Ecosystem Engineering. So I own the ISV teams over there.
Right. So all the amazing integrations and people that jump into
Folks like Dynatrace.
Yeah, exactly.
For
Right.
example. Yeah.
Good on you, man. That is fantastic. So we did have a chance to talk with Maggie and Rajesh, I think it is.
Yeah, excellent.
And they actually covered all kinds of things about the Concourse and Concourse CI. One question we did have, and it's maybe a tech geeky clarification thing, was does Concourse actually stand alone as a CI automation?
Yes, absolutely.
You wouldn't have to have.
So the
Jenkins
best
or
way to
anything else.
deploy Concourse is with Bosch, but you don't have to use all of Cloud Foundry to use Bosch, right? So you can just use Bosch or Bosch Lite by itself on a laptop or on any big IaaS and use that to stand up Concourse and run it that way.
Okay.
And actually, I'd say most large Concourse environments in the world are standalone. They're not run necessarily as the Cloud Foundry tile, although that's now available.
Yeah, very cool. But there is coexistence. People are moving around. You can have Concourse working integrated with Jenkins or other stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, so I spent last Friday doing an all-day workshop with a big customer in the oil and gas industry, fleshing out how we were going to run master Concourse pipelines that also had jobs that ran Jenkins pipelines that ran Ansible scripts and all sorts of stuff. So
yeah, very, very awesome.
And with oil and gas, the pipelines are very relevant.
that's why they like the term pipeline. Master pipeline, it just makes sense to them.
And I just always thought if you could take the oil and gas out of the right-of-way and just put fiber, you'd make a lot more money.
Interesting.
Doug,
If you could fill the fiber to the same volume of the initial oil and gas pipeline, yes.
Yeah. Just giant bundles of bundles.
How do you think Sprint got started?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right away on railroad lines.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us a little bit more, maybe additional things from what we learned already with Pivotal. How's the show connecting here, and what are you excited about?
Wow, what am I excited about is basically everything. So I'm a very excitable guy. I had a lot of coffee. I was on a very early flight.
Fantastic.
So we really launched the Global Ecosystem program at Pivotal last year, sort of the beginning of last year, right? So we entered last year with 4 or 5 partners, and we exited with 36, 37 commercially available kind of GA partnerships, and we have another 150 now in process.
Right.
Wow.
So that's been huge, right? We've built an entire team, both on the engineering side and the pre-sales side and the BD side and program management, product management, go-to-market. We're running a lot of events this year. So what we were calling industry days last year, which are these sort of 2-day hack fests, are now 3-day partner days, where the first day is a training day, and then the second 2 days now have 2 tracks. So we have a track for our systems integrator partners like HCL and CSC who are here today.
Yep.
And then the other track is for engineers like building integrations together.
Very, very cool.
So that's just scaling up. I'd say the thing I'm most excited about, to be honest, is kind of complete solutions, right? Anytime you have a new technology, you spend the first year or 2 explaining what it is, defending its value, getting it installed, and then eventually it just becomes kind of part of a larger solution.
Right.
And we're at that tipping point now where folks are saying, obviously we're buying Pivotal Cloud Foundry, but we're not buying it to have just a cloud-native platform. We're buying it along with modern cloud-native monitoring tools like Dynatrace and a bunch of these data products and next-generation messaging. And here's the problem we're solving with this whole solution. Yeah. So now we're back to where I like to live, which is business value.
So I'm going to take you back to the partnership ecosystem that's being built. Is that being driven by your customer saying, well, of course we're buying Pivotal Cloud Foundry, and we're buying these other stuff to go with it, and then you go out and seek that partnership, or are these partners coming to you because you have really cool stuff, or both?
Both, but we've had to, and Michael and I were just talking about this, we've had to tier our partner program for the first time, where initially it was like, hey, everyone can be first class,
fully open.
We all love you. But we're gating you by customer demand because we were a small team. We're like, you got to give me the names of 4 customers that we have jointly who want to see this integration put together. Otherwise, I can't justify spending on it.
Yeah.
Now we're continuing to do that, the customer-based investment. We also have a self-service tier, which opens us up to working with small startups, with companies out of YC, with companies internationally where maybe we don't have joint customers yet, folks in the Middle East and in Israel saying, hey, we have this really cool tech. We're really excited about working with Cloud Foundry. We'd like to work together with you. We're like, great. We have shared infrastructure. We have great docs. We can put you through some training programs. We can give you some light touch go-to-market support.
Cool.
And it doesn't cost us a lot. And then they have a chance to go and prove that this combined solution makes sense.
Okay.
I like that. I think that is awesome. You gave a keynote here.
Yeah.
What did you talk about in your keynote? We were stuck out here in the podcasting booth, disconnected.
Being
so we
audio nerds,
didn't quite get here. But for folks that weren't here, they're listening online or will listen to the show. Maybe a little recap of what.
Sure.
What
I talked about data-driven business.
Okay.
And what this is a fun venue for me as a keynote speaker because it's not really my audience, so I get to come and be a futurist, right? Whereas if I'm at Spring One Platform or the Cloud Foundry Summit, I obviously have to go talk about Cloud Foundry.
Right.
So the futurist angle for me, when I was, at Netscape and Flock doing browsers, we were talking about early social media and social networking and how you could build against those APIs and why that was cool.
Yeah.
And then when I started OpenStack, we had to go out and explain what cloud was. And then when I started working on Cloud Foundry, we had to go out and explain what containers were and why they matter.
That's right.
So we've now gotten to this maturity with Cloud Native Platform where I don't have to talk about it anymore. We can talk about business value. So the talk was, how do you close the loop in continuous delivery between going from an idea for a user to a product manager to a developer to an operator, to closing that loop by measuring the results of that deployment in real time and automating rollbacks.
Yeah.
And the best web companies have done this, right? They just let every developer push code to prod thousands of times a day, but every push can be immediately rolled back if key metrics change.
Yeah.
Right? So if you look, cart abandon rate has gone up by 0.2%.
Not worth
we
it.
don't like it, roll it out.
Yeah.
So that the tools are in place. What's lacking in most organizations is the business will to define those numbers. Say, what is it that we're going to live or die by?
Yeah.
So it's a fun conversation to have.
Yeah. And doing that conceptually as in an old school requirement. Well, these are my pass-fail criteria and such. But it changes.
Yeah.
Different time of the year, business changes, campaign here, opportunity there.
Yep.
So it flips that around and puts them back in charge. Well, if you want the agility in the business, you got to give us the data to drive it into full agility.
It's the last silo in an interesting way that we've had silos, that we've torn down the silos between development and operations. We tore down the silos between product management, development. We tore down a lot of these silos, but we've left business in the ivory tower, and they're still the ones with MBOs.
Yes.
They're still the ones tracking KPIs, and still they're now the ones pointing their fingers at the rest of the org saying digital isn't delivering for us.
Right.
And digital has to get brave enough to say, well, you didn't tell us what you wanted us to measure.
Yeah. Well, I think it was KPIs stand for kill productivity immediately.
So I want to put something on
careful.
the table that we're observing and get your take on it.
Yeah.
From the marketing department, that is, we have a marketing campaign. It goes out. We generate so much load. It comes to the website. It crashes the website. Marketing department goes running to the executives and saying, success, we killed the website. It's like, what? What are you talking about?
Look how
that's
cool we are.
successful?
We got so much attention to the campaign, so much draw.
Yeah.
Boom, we crashed it.
What's your impression on that? I mean, it's redefining failure
maybe
or
that's how-
success.
It's a first generation metric in a lot of ways because and I talked about this in my talk. I talk about searching under the streetlight, right? Measure what's easy instead of what means something. And so saying, hey, we drove a bunch of traffic. Traffic, when I started doing websites, it was 1996, and what people measured was hits.
Right.
And a
Did
hit.
you have that GeoCities cat one with the
Oh,
MIDI playing? in the background?
Tripod before GeoCities, actually. Yeah. No, and I don't even want to talk about these stories. But hits was literally any request to the web server, not a full page load, not a unique user, not a unique IP, not anything that was
Static
actually
image,
business. It was like,
any-
hey, we're getting 100,000 hits a day. What does that mean? We don't know. But it's super cool.
It's all 1 pixel apiece.
So we crashed the web server. Well, does that mean anything? No. Right? But it's great to have the idea that you're measuring something because then you can iterate towards better measurement.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a-
You can improve it.
It's a very mature way of looking at that.
Well,
saying, hey, that measurement was very poor, but now we know
it's
we
kind
can
of a
measure
gross
better.
measurement. Let's make it a little bit finer.
I mean, mostly because the cultural barrier is, are we measuring something and taking decisions against that measurement in real time in an automated system, and are we ever brave enough to do that? Most companies never pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And so saying, even if you're measuring the wrong thing, and by wrong I mean not optimum, right? So let's just say you're measuring time on site.
Yeah.
Time on site is only vaguely correlated with customer happiness or customer success or purchasing.
Right.
But at least it's vaguely correlated, right? So like, hey, we're improving time on site. All right, not necessarily making more money, not necessarily being efficient, but at least you're optimizing for something, and then you can change what you're optimizing for.
Yeah. So I have another question. If you go back, I guess about 8 years, we're in 9 years. It was all the Web 2.0 was the rage, the big line, and then the semantic web of Web 3.0.
Yeah.
And here we're looking backwards, hindsight. Are we arriving with? You've got Davis, you got AI engines. Pivotal has some AI pieces in as well, automatic rules engine stuff. Are we arriving at Web 3.0?
I think.
And so then, what's Web 4.0?
So let me make fun of Web 2.0 for just a sec.
Please, yes.
I was very, very briefly on the W3C committee for the semantic web, and by briefly I mean like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And the mistake we made, which is obvious in hindsight, is the same mistake we made in project management for decades, which is thinking that we could predict the future. And we're saying we're going to predict the future taxonomy that will make sense, and we're going to have schema and ontology, and we're constraining things, and OWL is really important. That's ridiculous. In hindsight, not a good plan.
Yeah.
Right? So what we did with Agile, saying let's just do the most important thing first and then figure it out, we also started doing with NoSQL and saying let's just store the data that makes sense and be able to evolve the schema as we go.
Yeah.
Right? And then we said, oh, and by the way, we actually don't even want to evolve the schema. We want to let the system evolve its own schema, which really is what machine learning does.
Yeah.
So that, I think, has taken us to Web 3.0 by virtue of going the opposite direction of where we were originally headed.
Yeah.
So Web 4.0, I will go ahead and go on record for this.
Breaking news. Web.
There you go.
4.0.
Web 4.0 is coming. Web 4.0 is where the internet completely disappears. All right. So this is what I mean by boring and ubiquitous technology.
Yeah.
My eldest, who's 13 and turns 14 in 2 days, is on Instagram and is on her phone all the time. And she and I built a website one time very briefly and hosted it on Cloud Foundry.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, not only does she not really know what the internet is, she doesn't care. She could be a perfectly competent programmer and never care. And I used to talk about this when I was moving over to Pivotal from having done Piston.
Yeah.
Right? I started programming in '83 on an Apple II Plus, and you didn't have to understand hardware to write software. It was actually Wozniak invented computer programming in a meaningful way by completely separating it from hardware.
Right.
And then when we went to distributed systems, we broke that abstraction boundary, right? So we got a leaky abstraction where all of a sudden you had to understand networking, you had to understand storage performance, and even if you look at what people do with public cloud today, we're back to saying, gosh, ELBs and EBS and which S3 bucket is in which region.
Yes.
Like the fact that as a programmer I have to understand an availability zone makes me want to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah.
So
And it opens the non-functional
And it's
security
probably
stuff
Andrew
like crazy.
Tannenbaum.
Probably.
What he said.
Yes, probably. Well, we've had those arguments offline. But Cloud Foundry, in a lot of meaningful ways, takes me back to that 1983 Apple II Plus experience where I don't have to care.
Yeah.
And I don't ever want to care, right? So I think Web 4, where we're headed, is there's just a lot more that we don't have to care about.
Right.
I gave a talk at GlueCon a couple of years ago about the somebody else's problem field. Right, which is in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You make something invisible by making it somebody else's problem.
Right.
Right. So I think Web 4.0 is the somebody else's problem field applied to most of what we think of as IT today.
Yes. So if you're an ops guy, maybe you should be a little bit concerned that you'll move out of I think DevOps did a good job, and Patrick was no more changing the toner cartridge is not an IT specialist. There's no certification for changing the printer toner.
Right.
At this point now, it'll be assigning IP address DHCP ranges. But that's a really important thing to know. Machines can figure out how to do that for
Anything that machines can do, machines should do. But if you think about car mechanics, right? Mm-hmm. Cars are massively more sophisticated than they were when the profession of being a car mechanic started. We don't have fewer mechanics. They just do more interesting work. So the nature of the job has changed, but the existence of the job has not.
Excellent. And then, but we still want mechanics to put their name, sign the engine stamp.
Yes. For the highest performance, and this goes back to ownership related to performance, you must put your signature on it. You need to take ownership of it. We're seeing this in DevOps as well. In the automotive universe, engine builders for very high-performance cars sign the engine. It's got an engine plate. Goes on there, their name. If they screw up too often, they get on a plane with a bunch of tools and go fix it.
Yep.
If they screw up,
in the Slack channel, that what it is somebody really not having a good time doing something that's really boring and probably unnecessary.
So if I could paraphrase on the Web 4.0, building on the semantic web, which is not necessarily customer-facing on the semantic web, we've moved that intelligence to the back end, and those rote processes are going to become ever more boring and really obscured from the customer because business intelligence is taking care of that. And once that happens, we just blend into Web 4.0, essentially.
Yeah, I think of the emergent complexity. I mean, there's this great story that's floating around the internet. I don't know if it's true or not, but the story goes that Google Translate internally to their machine learning system has invented a meta language.
Yes, I read that article.
Entirely generated by software. We have no idea what that language is or how it works or what it's for, and we don't have to care. That, I think, is the first example of Web 4.0.
Yes. Okay. And then Web 5.0 would be Skynet, once again.
Yeah, and I have a friend in Seattle who's trying to build that now.
That's fine. Singularity is cool, but it should just be a board game. That's it.
I read something. Google is building something. AI builds AI.
Yeah.
That's what kind of which is
chicken or egg.
Chicken or egg. As soon as you have AI that can build AI that is better than the initial AI, that is Skynet. We're done then.
Yeah. And you have to have very specific genetic rules that go from one generation to the next in that case, or we are done for.
Well, we go back to, let's close the loop to the data-driven business then, right? Because when you have AI that's writing more AI, the only constraint is what index is it optimizing for, right? So if that's a human-centric index, then we're in good shape. And if that is a machine-centric index or an index that maybe drifts over time or something that was poorly defined, we could be in very bad shape.
Yes.
And that's where ambiguity is not just against productivity as it is this time with process-heavy stuff.
One wonders...
ambiguity is truly dangerous when it's going to go on its own if you're not very clear.
I mean, so it's just as dangerous today inside big companies. When you see great results for a quarter, and you say, what did that come from? And you don't know the clear and precise answer of this feature rolled out for this audience that made them happy in this way and led to these sales. Guess what? Your next quarter is going to suck.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea why this quarter was good.
What should you repeat? What should you amplify? What should you discontinue? Basic business stuff. I do want to... we've heard a lot about Davis as the learning engine or the natural language engine that's happening. And there's some other AI pieces within Dynatrace that we've been talking about throughout the last 2 days. Right. Just not to stick in the semantic web, but the AI component that's becoming popular that we're just talking about with Raj here as well. In Pivotal's world, how are you have learning engines or things that are happening? Is there anything interesting AI-wise happening in the Pivotal platforms?
It's a great question. The short answer is no. And the reason I think, the short answer is yes and no, in that Pivotal has a whole big data suite side of the business, right? So we have Greenplum, we have... Gemfire, we have Hawk, we do interesting things on top of Hadoop and so forth. But I see much more AI development coming out of our strategic partnerships with Microsoft and with Google and with VMware and with Dell writ large than I see us focusing on that. And the reason is AI is a class of algorithm problem, right? Distributed systems orchestration is also a class of algorithms problem. Happens to be a different set of algorithms. We're really good at those. We've really optimized that focus. And I would say it would be a little bit askew for us to go back and say, now we're going to immediately go get really good at doing bots.
Right. We don't like bots.
One wonders when we're going to get the Asimov's 3 rules for IT. We have them for robots.
Yeah.
But... what about for
the
AI?
IT just becomes robots. We're done. We're good.
So Jonathan King is the only person I know who's seriously thinking about this clearly, right? So he works for Ericsson right now. But he is a beautiful and brilliant combination of a lawyer and a technologist. And he's written extensively on privacy and identity, privacy, and the legal framework, particularly internationally. And he's the most cited articles now are Jonathan Kinn's thinking. So he's proposed the idea that we will end up with chief privacy officers or chief civil liberty officers. And the notion of these 3 R's of IT, or the 3 rules, the 3 laws, if you like, would be around whose data is it, who's allowed to get it, who's allowed to profit off of it. You know, notions of ownership and privacy, I think, are those missing laws more so than the servers will rise up and kill me.
Yes, and we are seeing horrible evidence of that right now, where production data is being used in tests where we don't have the same controls or audit capabilities in test environments that we do in prod. And I think that's actually the root of a lot of data breaches today. It's just
absolutely.
walking out the door.
Without the overarching stuff. Plus, what's the average tenure for a CSO is like 3 weeks or something. Okay, thanks. I really enjoyed working here. I'm going to go spend time with family.
I mean, Bruce Schneer is the one who coined this best, right? He's like, if you think that security is a technology problem, then you don't understand technology and you don't understand security.
Excellent. Cool, Joshua. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
A cool future keynote. And predicted here first.
Web 4.0.
Web 4.0.
Web 4.0, here it comes.
We won't hold you to that. That'd be fine.
Thanks
cool,
very much.
Man. Thanks very much. We're going to wrap up Perf Bites.
Yes.
And wrap up Per Performance at Perform 2017.
Yes.
And which means we bid a farewell to our new friends at Pivotal, which is very cool.
Yes, thank you.
There are some other folks standing around here listening as well. Michael's here.
Michael Villager.
Were you guys just listening in for the joy and fun of fantastic Joshness? Joshnicity?
So it was Josh's posse.
Two takeaways I loved so much is you always overestimate how much you can do in an hour or a week, and you underestimate how you can do in a month or a year. That's amazing. It's like, you got it from some book or something like that, but it's happiness or something like that?
The Happiness Project. There's a better
happiness.
version of that, which Elon Musk tweeted.
Okay.
I think it was Elon, which is, it basically says if you look at productivity every day over the course of 365 days, there's an interesting equation to say if you get 1% improvement every day for a year, it's a very big number, right? Yeah. If you get 1% worse every year, it essentially trends to zero. Any number trends almost immediately to zero. And that's, but the Happiness Project is a little more poetic and emotional.
But other great thing that I take away from your presentation was, take one metric, think about it, implement it, then you can come up with second one, third one. That's how you kind of, kind of keep it.
Every one of our most successful customers has followed this pattern, right? And actually, internationally, I mean, Springer Nature is a great example. Home Depot is a great example where they start with one app or 2 apps, and they get as far down the continuous deployment, continuous delivery path they can. And then the organic momentum inside their business drives hundreds of other applications to copy that model because it gives them a sense of the art of the possible. Right? So I've been working with a bunch of big industrial companies. We always talk about moonshots, right? And what is the moonshot for the business? And can you demonstrate the art of the possible and give everyone something to go copy?
That's great. One quick question, Raj.
Yeah.
So as part of Web 4.0 conversation, you said internet disappearing or something like that.
Yeah.
So can you elaborate on that one? What do you mean internet disappearing?
How often during the day do you think about the power grid? Like even as a passing thought.
Okay.
Right? You turn on lights, you use PowerCon, you plug it in. I mean, the true utility model is that no one talks about it except in very specialized niches, and it's a tiny percentage of the population of the world that deals with the power grid. And yet it's this massively oversized impact on society. Right? So that kind of disappearing, I think, is nobody thinks about the power grid.
Yep.
Similarly, we're almost at the cusp of nobody thinking about the internet. Right? People still do. There's still a lot of folks talking about it, thinking about it. IPv6 is looming, and we're all terrified of it. And there are stumbling blocks on the way to Web 4, but there is clearly a line of sight to say at a certain point, always on from every device that makes any sense, and nobody would think about offline on and the leading indicator will be when flight mode is no longer required. Because, frankly, flight mode is ridiculous.
Yeah. But I don't think even pilots are announcing put it on pilot.
Yeah, they're like, what? We don't even care. The only reason I use flight mode now is because it drains my battery not to.
Right. Exactly.
Which also is a solvable problem in software.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks
Very
everyone.
much. Thanks again, Josh.
Thank you all very, very much.
We're going to put yes.
Please
That's a PerfByte stopwatch. We will.
Selfies, yes.
Did we get? Did we want to get? Martin was on the mic, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
So we should put him in the.
Yes.
In the. Did he give us a card?
Yep. Did he? Well, I gave you a card from somebody. Is there a Dynatrace card in there? Oh, that might have been Santi's.
So as we're closing on the end of the show, we are going to have to draw for the Parrot drone.
You got one? Okay. Yes.
Martin's last name?
So we're
about to do the drone.
So we are
Gutenbrunner. That's Gutenbrunner.
Brunner.
That's good something. Good night? No.
Gutenbrunner, Brunner. Yeah, so we're wrapping up.
So we're
I wanna
wrapping up.
say
We're
that
gonna-
big
we're
thanks to James and Mark. It's been a real pleasure to do this with you all.
That's
And
surprising.
To see the
and
How
pros
insane we are, yeah.
to see the pros at work with this, because it's obviously, I'm still a novice, earning my, getting my podcast feet wet
I'd
and
like
all
to
going
say it
on.
was a joy to have both you and Andy join us
Yeah.
this week, but it's a joy to have you join us.
Thank you.
Andy's been kind of like
Yeah, Andy's
He's
been
a
very
very
busy.
busy
He's
guy.
run down.
But this cements the fact that you are podcasting at Dynatrace.
yeah.
Yes, I guess so.
Now, like we met Stefan. Stefan also does a podcast, but it's
Yes.
not Dynatrace podcast.
No, sure isn't.
So, but you can do some cross pollination there. That would be really fun.
We'll have to talk about
It has been, as usual, just kind of a crazy fun ride for
Yep.
3 days. Both of our podcast queues are filled with so many shows.
Yeah, and there's
So
still a few
just-
more to come.
Yeah, so if
Some
you're
post-processing.
apologies to the audience if you're feeling, I don't know, slightly harassed,
Or if we filled
by
up
the,
your
and
phone.
oh my god, another podcast, another episode, and another episode, and another episode. But they're going to keep coming as we have a few more things to upload. We got some of those. The other ones have multiple interviews chained together.
Right,
They're
right.
like
Yeah.
interview mashups. We'll rename that kind of stuff. But
Megamix.
Megamix. So I want you guys to spend a few minutes thinking about what we heard all week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right?
Yep.
What you're paying attention to the people behind us? What?
Yes, I'm watching the joy expressed about the PerfByte stopwatch.
Oh yes. Don't that's going to be a collector's edition, I think. So just keep the case.
I keep mine at home hermetically sealed. I was actually thinking
You got a display case.
That's right. All right. So there are two giveaways here, two gifts. One will be a pair of shoes,
Yes.
classic
Classic
Connie All
PerfByte
Stars.
shoes.
And usually what we do is review. We have maybe a third party. Martha's done this in the past. Review all the different stories, performance stories. But I have to admit, we had a few testimonials. The only one real story we had was it Ying Lu, who gave us, he was talking about the weird anomaly, go to the field, the cron. That was actually
I missed that one.
it was a weird performance outage monthly story thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was earlier today. as
Just
you were
earlier
chatting-
today,
you
yeah.
were chatting with him, and you could see his passion on the story.
Oh, he
just-
was yelling,
yeah,
screaming.
He was just going at it.
I just want to elect him to win a pair of PerfByte shoes. Because I think other people were excited and everything.
I will second that nomination.
Really?
Yes.
I got a second on the
I'll third it. I wasn't here for it. but
unanimous.
I don't know where I was.
So the two things we need
Yes.
to do is, one, figure out how to pronounce his name properly.
Yes.
And apologies to the entire culture of his country where he came from, of origin, and the
Yes.
language of his mother tongue, so to speak. We will figure it out. I think he was in my session, my
So you have his-
puzzler session, so I can look up his contact information. But congratulations, he will win a pair of leather
PerfBytes.
Converse custom PerfByte shoes.
Nice.
And of course, if you'll have to figure out how to do a pure performance version of the shoe, kind of thing, right?
If they would let us expense it.
There
I
you
ain't
go.
spending
That's
anything
going to
on it.
happen. I also have a handful of business cards, and some of them
Yes.
are just names, so we'll still have to find out who they are. And we're going to do a pick, but I need a hat or something
Hold
to
on.
put this in. I mean, Brian sort of has a hat, but it's not. Here, this will be a grab bag,
Oh,
the Dynatrace grab bag,
yes.
and that's a bag within a bag. We can get
Oh,
rid of that.
bag within a bag. That's awesome.
But I just let's just
Bags and
make
bags
sure
and
we're
bags and bags.
we've got all the different people in here, right? So there's Ryan, Santiago. That's what we gave him the shoes. He could still win the drone.
Sure can.
Throw it in there. Daniel Hawthorne, he was good. James from Fiat Chrysler, he gave us a nice testimonial as well, but not so much a story. Again, they were just telling about the show. Walter, so we had a chat with Walter. Rick Boyd from IBM, that was pretty good. Derek,
Mr. Berger.
put him in there. Stefan Baumgartner was good. Beautiful tree gardener guy. Vikram at iCloud, Apple guy. That was pretty fantastic talking with him. Josh from Pivotal,
Yes.
because he was on the mic, and that was sort of mind-blowing. And then Martin Gutenbrunner.
Are you missing a few?
Who else can you remember?
Well, I had
Write
the
them
Santi
down.
one I gave you.
I got
That
Santi
one?
in there.
Oh, you got the one. I
Yeah.
missed the naming of it. Okay.
Yeah, Santi's in there. Who else? All right.
I can't think of anyone else.
Give it
I
a
think
real
that's it
shake.
then.
James has got a Dynatrace tote bag here. He's really got randomizing.
He's spinning in circles. It's kind
and
of
we're going
like
to
the
let
Curly
Brian,
Shuffle.
you want to do the honors here?
Sure thing.
Yeah, eyes closed.
Eyes closed.
Reach around in
Okay.
there. Don't get biased. To be winner of the Parrot AR GPS drone. It's a Dynatrace employee. It's Santiago.
And you know what? He was like, make sure I win. I swear. You saw my eyes closed?
No, your eyes were closed. That was
My
an
head was
honest
turned.
pull. We're in Vegas where gambling rules are strictly enforced by the board.
Oh, my goodness.
So congratulations to Santiago Palacios.
Palacios,
I think, Palacios.
We've never discussed last names.
Let's.
but he goes by Santi.
Get your phone and call him right now.
I don't have his
On
phone
the
number.
air.
Oh.
No, we have his number right here. So get your phone. It's a 616, and we'll put him on speaker. A 616.
Hold on. I gotta
Come on, get it down here. Hurry up.
Yeah, the phones are.
You ready?
Mm,
Okay, 616-419-8099. And then throw him on speaker. This should work out. Santiago, winner of the drone.
Good afternoon. This is Santiago.
Hey, Santi, it's Brian Wilson. Hello?
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
And it's Mark.
And you got Mark Tomlinson here and James Pulley as well. You have any idea why we're calling you, sir?
We're live. We're live podcasting right now.
Oh. No idea.
No.
No, you can't even take a guess as to why we might be calling you right now?
Oh, gosh. Tell me I won the drone.
You won the drone. Congratulations.
It was really
For
screwed
real?
up. Yeah, it was eyes closed, head turned, grabbed a card, and your name came up.
So congratulations, man.
That's crazy.
Come on down. Let's get your home address, and we'll ship it to you.
I will. I'll be back down again in a jiffy.
Okay.
All right.
Congratulations.
Congrats. See you soon.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I felt like I was on like the Z Morning Zoo now.
I know
was
that
just
is
awesome.
that's exactly right, and then
Yeah.
a lot of times that's how they do it, just like
Yes.
Yeah.
They just put the
Exactly.
phone right up to the thing. They've got no technology in the radio.
All right, so let's give a little bit of a shout out for the next few things for people who are listening.
Yes.
Still, there is a workshop day tomorrow.
Yes. Still
So
continuing
we
tomorrow.
we may not be here, but the event continues into tomorrow with I think it's a half day of workshops.
Yeah, about a half. A day.
But so these are different kinds of workshops, different from Hot Day. So
Right. It's more, I think
And,
it's similar.
I'll
similar to
be
what was going
around.
on today.
I'll be around Las Vegas. So if you just want to meet for a coffee and a performance discussion,
yes,
hey, let's get together.
have a one-on-one
Yes.
perf meetup, or do a perf rant.
Yeah.
That would be good. So this
I'm
this
sure there's an IHOP someplace.
yeah. So we'll give our big thanks out to Laura Stack,
Yes.
Aaron, Melissa Boyne does
Yep.
the
Days.
Hot Day stuff. Andy, of course, even though he's still got us hooked up in the first place doing this with Dynatrace, and we've just enjoyed it the 2 times we've done it now. So I'll give my great thanks into Dynatrace, and I'm really glad we got to do this together. It's
I
2
am
different
too. I
podcasts.
am
We
very much.
figured it out, and it was totally fun.
Simulcast in stereo.
I know. That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
And we are then continuing
Yeah, where you go?
We'll
You're going down to
you'll go back
Hobbiton.
to Denver. We're going down to Hobbiton, where all the packets go counterclockwise.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see Gandalf.
Yeah, Gandalf. Yeah, exactly. And actually, I'll be in San Jose. I'll be in the Bay Area for 2 days tonight, and then Friday we're all catching a flight and heading to Saturday.
It'll be you,
and Sunday.
it'll be you, Mark James, and Andy's going as well, isn't he?
Yes.
Andy, and then we're connecting with all of the Asia Pacific, Australia, New Zealand. I think Andy's even going on to Singapore
Yeah.
and maybe points beyond.
Well, I know I'll be busy
Dynatrace.
cutting a whole bunch of the Pure Performance cafes. He'll be sending me like probably 5 a day.
Cranking
Can
them
you
out.
get them out? Can you? Yeah. But they're nice. They're 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
But we'll be having a lot of those people. But that's on the
Yeah.
separate show.
So we're going to be in Wellington, New Zealand.
Wellington, New Zealand, from the 12th to the 19th.
Then we're going to hop a flight and go over to Sydney.
Sydney on the 20th and 21st.
Then we're going to hop a flight and go to
Melbourne. So I think that's Wednesday morning. So Wednesday we'll be in Melbourne. Like we get up really early and go down there, and then we're doing a webinar, and there's another meetup in Melbourne.
And
then there's
later that day.
There's a chance. Yeah, Thursday it looks like you might be just heading home.
Yep.
Unfortunately, just
23rd.
flight arrangements in the 24th. There's a chance, and I'm hoping it's good because we've got some flack from the followers in Brisbane who are really upset that we weren't coming to Brisbane. Apparently, Paula and Andy were like, this is an outrage. There's an outrage, I tell you. So I may be going along with Andy to do extend my trip to go, because it's going to cost me $150. Why not?
Yeah.
Brisbane is worth $150.
Of course.
So, I hope they feel strongly about that. So I may be in Brisbane then and then head home. So, yeah.
Maybe they'll turn around and give you $150 worth of Vegemite as a gift
That would
to
be
make
good.
up for the $150 you spent on the flight.
The other shout-outs we want to give now, we usually in our closing or news, we talk about other future events. And so still coming up after these visits down under, we will be at STPCon in Phoenix.
And we have some announcements coming on the STPCon front. Stay tuned next week.
Yeah.
And you'll hear some exciting things coming
Yes.
that I think any performance tester is just going to want to say, oh, my God.
I want to watch this.
I want to be there. I want to watch this.
Yeah, and the biggest dangerous thing about this event that would be coming is that it's going to have a video component. And James and I have a face for radio, so it's not going to work out that well. We did have some of our co-partners. What?
You should get some masks.
I could.
How about you?
Get a Trump mask.
Yes,
Well,
Go for it.
I think
You
you have
had
that
a-
anonymous mask, don't you?
I
Oh,
do.
that's so
Yes,
cliche.
yes.
Yeah, but that'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
Guy Pearce.
You kind of
Yeah.
have that
Yeah.
look anyway.
Guy
with the
Fawkes.
goatee.
Guy Fawkes.
Guy Pearce.
No, Guy Pearce was the guy in Memento, right?
I don't.
That's a good movie.
But Guy Fawkes
One
is
of
the.
those,
Yeah.
But we did have a chat with Electric Cloud, with Ixia,
Yep.
and we talked to Walt, who, of course, is CGI.
And
Because
Neotis.
Collaborative Consulting was his other company. Neotis, of course, Heinrich.
Yes.
Thanks
Yep.
again for joining his
Pivotal.
sponsorship.
Pivotal
And Pivotal. Well, it was all really good. You know who didn't come? Are the guys, the Moogsoft. They didn't come back. And they looked like a rambunctious group of folks. So it'll
Yeah.
be fun to talk with them again. That's my come and see us at STPCon. I'll go over and do the test bash thing. So if you're going to be in the UK, and of course now after talking to Jason, I have an idea of what I have to go pick up at like the Gatwick Airport.
Right. The,
Yes.
Right, certain
The
kinds
rum.
of the rums, the scotches. I'm good. I'll probably send him an email.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's,
I do. Jason's
if you
name
want-
was in there, by the way.
Oh, it was.
He, oh yeah,
Yeah. Well, Santi really wanted it, so it's good that he won.
he'll be great.
Sure,
So
everyone will
yes,
be happy. I was going
those
to
are
say
my thank
a
yous.
big thank you to first of all everyone on the Dynatrace team. Obviously, you already mentioned Laura and Melissa and everyone else who
Yeah,
put
it's
this
a-
together. But
it's a killer event if you've never been to one.
But also just thanking all the Dynatrace engineers and product creators for I started this job 5 years ago because I love the product. I came in and still love it. Still think they're doing a wonderful job. But most importantly, really just thanking all the customers that came out, seeing customers interact with each other
Yeah.
and share stories. Like, hey, I don't know you. You might be my competition until I can read the small print here. But before I even get to that, what are you doing with Dynatrace? Let's talk what we're doing. Maybe we can learn something from each other.
Yeah.
And it just happens.
We had a lot of testimonials from people like the collaboration. I think
Right.
it was who was it from? It was Michael who was here talking from
Oh yeah,
Canada.
Mike Taylor. Yeah,
Mike
yeah,
Taylor.
yeah.
He was talking about this, the being
And
in the
I mean,
community.
and we had people chatting on the VAR side of the house, on the
Yeah.
customer side of the house, on the company side of the house. So I mean, we had a great dialogue on kind of the triple play there.
yeah. So that was really good. Other thank yous. Thank you to your spouse for allowing you to come down.
Well,
from
thank you to my
Denver.
mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law,
for and Gigi and Jeff, we'll call them.
Okay.
Because they're out there looking for houses in my hometown.
That's
Denver.
pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
And so that made this a carefree trip,
Yep.
whereas I didn't have to worry about leaving
Right.
the wife at home with the kids and all. I'd like to thank my mom and dad and
Yes.
San Dimas Valley High School football rules. I do
There you
want to
go.
say that.
No, I'll say, and of course, thanks to the sexy Irish voice of Perf Bites, Martha, for
Yes.
letting me go on a very long business trip. And it's nice. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yes.
And I didn't really need the absinthe, but that's fine.
The absinthe makes the heart grow fonder.
Absinthe. I have some at home, actually. I've never cracked it open. It's not the real stuff. They don't let you
They
do
don't make
that
that anymore.
Yeah.
James, how about yourself?
Yes.
Well, you guys have covered most of the bases. Of course, at the end of every Perf Bite show, I thank my mother
Yes,
for
thanks-
tuning
thanks
in
to
and listening.
James's mom.
Because even if nobody else tunes in, I know Mom will tune in.
Yep.
And
Hello, Mrs.
she'll be calling a little bit later with feedback on the shows.
Yeah, and not to really drive home the meaning of this, but after 4 years of broadcasting, you should hire her as your CTO and run the IT department the right way because she knows everything.
Oh no. She doesn't get the content. She just listens because I'm on it.
But even if she just repeats stuff randomly from what she's heard, she's
Yeah.
probably going to be right.
Probably so.
All right.
And yes, thank you to all of the staff from Dynatrace who put on this great show. I mean, let's face it, there are very few performance-centric shows.
You got Velocity and this.
And you can argue
Maybe some DevOps stuff here and
You
there.
can argue Velocity it's got a very, very different tenor to it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is hands-on practitioners. Velocity has got a lot of glossy
a lot of
hand wave
announcements.
type
Yeah, a lot of
stuff.
announcements. It's big marketing, PR stuff.
Yeah. So this is a great show as a practitioner, as an engineer. If you haven't come to the show, come to the show.
Yeah.
Next time it's on, even if you just get a day pass, fly in, spend the whole day. You'll want to come back, or you'll call your boss and say, "That's it. I'm staying tomorrow. It's out of my pocket."
Yeah. I think we did hear a couple of good suggestions. Melissa was saying that there's even people demanding, can we do 2 days of hot training?
Right. Well,
And
we
maybe
had
even-
a twofold increase in hot attendance
It was huge.
since last year.
It was really, really good. I had at least in this from compared to 2 years ago, I had twice the people come in and do it, and really good reviews, as you guys heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did want to thank one more person.
Yes.
Forgot to. I want to thank Andy Grabner, of
Who?
course.
Who?
Mr. Andy Grabner.
What's his name? I remember a guy.
Yeah,
like
my co-host in Pure Performance, right?
Partner in
Because
crime.
We need a giant slap
Yes.
sound.
Smack.
so just thank him for what. But our podcast wouldn't be happening. Well, first of all, you're the one who pushed us both into doing it.
Yeah.
But I did not have the name power within the company for them to say, "Oh yeah, sure, Brian wants to do a podcast. Let's let him do it." As soon as Andy said, "Hey, I want to do a podcast," they're like, "Great idea, great idea." He's like, "And I'm going to do it with Brian." Great idea, great idea.
Yeah.
So,
Who's Brian?
yeah.
Now they know who Brian is.
So thank you, Andy, for getting that moving, and I couldn't have done it without you, literally.
Yeah. So a shout out to as we've said before, on the Perf Bites listeners in Spreaker.
Yeah.
We need to get more followers on the Spreaker account in Pure Performance. So go to the Spreaker website, Spreaker.com/user/Pure Performance,
Right.
and hit the
Sign
follow
up.
hit the follow button.
Yeah.
Actually, the Spreaker listening app, and if you do, you may not even know your podcast is hosted through Spreaker, but the Spreaker listening app is actually really good.
Yeah.
Like they have another one for the recording studio, but if you're just a follower listener, so many podcasts that I find in iTunes and other places, they're actually coming out of Spreaker as a source. So.
Yeah.
All right, thanks everybody for joining us for Dynatrace Perform 2017. I really hope that we can come back and perform 2018,
Yeah,
which
be
it
fun.
sounds like it might be here again.
Really?
I don't know. Well, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
It's nice. Hotel's actually really nice.
I like Vegas.
Yeah, that works for me. And thank you guys.
I'm shooting for maybe Maui.
Destination conference?
Yeah.
You have to expense my trip. Let's see.
Yeah, let's be expect. Yeah.
Really
that's
good.
like
All right, thanks
All right,
everybody.
thank
We
you,
are out.
everybody. Ciao, ciao.
Until next week. Bye.
Ride 'em, jackalope.